Hey everybody, welcome to day one, Sunday Funday. And of course, if anybody has ever watched my Stoicism with Rocky, you might see a cat come through here. So these will be, especially today, will be more about just setting the groundwork for what's going to happen for the next 7 days. Next 7 days, I will be camping for some of those days. So I'm going to be doing this while I'm either outside of a tent or we have a shed around there. I'm going to kick the cat over there. But just a little backstory. My name is Tim. For those of you that don't know me, if there's any new people here, I've done a lot of crazy things in my life. I've owned businesses, was self-employed flooring installer for 16 years, then a window cleaner, power washer, all that good stuff. So that being said, Sunday Funday. What does that mean? So as I go through these days of the week, Sunday Funday is kind of that reset. Have you ever, got done with the week and realized I didn't do anything? I did a lot, but I truly didn't do anything. It's the rat race, the crazy things that you just go through the motions. This can be outside of business. This can be inside of business. This can be a little bit with your life. You're not working on yourself. And I think the biggest realization that I've ever had in my life is a lot of years I just went through the rat race. Probably for 40 some years of my life. I'm 52 now, or will be 52 here in June. I started reading a lot more. I started investing in myself. I've paid John Gordon. I've paid Josh Latimer. I've paid a lot of people a lot of money to better myself. So first started out on just listening to podcasts, all cheap, just your time. Maybe not so cheap with your time. But you just don't build anything. And that's where I thought I started helping other people. And I thought, how can I get this out to more people to kind of realize that I wish I knew this stuff way back when. I would have spent more time concentrating on people instead of myself. 20 years old, you're pretty selfish. 25 years old, you're still probably pretty selfish, even if you have kids and a wife. And then it's slowly but surely you realize you're on the downward of the hill. So, with that being said, there is not as much to go through today, but we glorify busy. Busy doesn't build peace. Busy builds burnout. The 10x culture, push, more. And then you die and realize, man, I couldn't take it with me. Or you don't realize it, but your family realize it. I would just, we glorify it. The goal isn't to be productive every hour. I've really realized that now. The goal is to be intentional about every day. I just made up a word, intentional, and I bumbled it. Busy isn't good. I truly believe that if there's times where I can sit down and do absolutely nothing and the day still goes on, that's okay. The goal is to get other people to do things. Now, that's not just boss people around and don't do it. You have to set them up for success, but you got to get other people to do things. That's the only true way you can scale and you can grow. The other thing is that you can't pour from an empty cup. And you definitely can't lead a business if you're running on fumes. What if Sunday was like your secret weapon, that you do a realign so Monday doesn't steamroll you? That's huge. I believe it's huge. I started doing it, and I will share probably in one of these my calendar. Once I get more set up with my lives and stuff like that, my calendar is super intentional. I have almost everything in my calendar. Now, to a lot of people, Eli actually said he looked at it, and some other people that looked at my calendars have said, well, I never understood it until they started understanding it. They understand that I have everything in there. Some days this can be this can be this. There's meanings behind all of it. But I do it on Sunday, and I'm trying to be intentional on what I do. Monday still steamrolls me. Mondays can suck, but that's okay. So what I want you to do there's Rocky in the background. This week, I want you to sit down and I want you to write down one thing and put it in your calendar that says, this is my one win I am going to accomplish this week. What's your one win? The book by Gary Keller, the one thing, is like, if you could do that for every day, but we'll start out with just one thing for the week. What's one thing of the week? If I did this week, if I called this client and booked this job, I have a win. If I got this client to pay me, it is a win. What is one thing? Guard it. Use it like Gollum does in the Lord of the Rings. My precious. That is your precious. So, subtraction is a strategy. Clarity comes from saying no to the clutter. That means if you accomplish nothing else, let's just say the hustle and bustle gets you for the whole week, but you accomplish that one thing, at the end of the week, I want you to say your week was a success. So it's kind of like a builder reset, because before you build anything out there, you got to rebuild it. You got to rebuild it here, not here. Say hi, Rocky. You can go by your sisters. So that's kind of where we are on Sunday. Sunday is meant to do it. I have an alert that goes off in my calendar at 9 o'clock on Sunday night. It says set my week. Do it from my phone a lot of the times. I look through my calendar. I delete things that I don't need to do. I add things that make sure they're set up and make sure my week is set to be intentional. I also, if anybody wants to know anything about this, I have around my neck, I have a bunch of little things. There's little circle things that are stamped in words. The words are my intentional for the year. Now, I'm not going to get, hopefully, after 10 years, have this chain of things. I'll probably have to take some off. But my word for the year is simplify. And part of what this has made me do, working through the system and kind of building this, is simplify my life. It's not perfect. Nobody is. But with that said, Sunday Funday is actually more about a reset. And it's fun to sit around and just spend time with family, refresh. I still work. I'm going out to wash windows for my accountant today. Taking my kids with. They're going to hang out with me and we're going to wash windows together. But it's a fun day. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your friends. Do what you need to do. Reset and set your week up for success. Okay, I hope you guys are all good. I'm going to figure out how to add links and stuff like that. If those of you that are seeing this want to sign up, again, you'll get a welcome email. And at the end of the week, you'll get a recap email. And I might keep doing this every day. Who knows? But I would love to hear from you. Love to get some more input from people. And I'm going to do this more interactive than just me sitting in front of the camera and talking. But have a great Sunday. Fun day. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.